YouTube family. I'm just popping on here because it's been a while since I've made a video and said hello. And I wanted to reintroduce myself, share a bit about my story, and just infuse this channel with some life force energy again. So my name is Anna, or Anna. You can really call me either, it's both. And wow. So just reflecting upon this YouTube journey. So the first video that I made, aside from this like 2-minute intro video, it was, let's see, over 3 years ago now, maybe 4. Oh my God. Yeah, I think it was like 4 years ago now, close to that. And the first one was about body hair. It was called eroticizing female body hair. A hairy woman shares her hair story, like her story, but hair story, get it? And literally the first video I made filmed on my like old MacBook, and it was really grainy. It was like 11 p.m. and I just posted it, and that one went viral. I think it has like 300k views now or something like that. And yeah, it's the only video I've had that went viral. And that video then in turn drew tons of men specifically to my channel who fetishize female body hair. And it was interesting because, for so many reasons, but one, just the fact that this first video went viral didn't mean for it to, and then everything else that I've been sharing, all of this juice, this life, this wisdom that I'm like really just yearning for people to feel and see and understand and be nourished by, is met with comments from men who say things like, you know, more hair please, please hair, any hair, I want hair, hello hair. And so, hello if you're watching, thanks for being here. Yeah, this video I'm making now is really to just kind of reflect and feel like, okay, well, here we are now, 4 years later, and what wants to happen on this channel? And I'm grateful for, you know, all of these men coming into my field. I resented it, I was sickened by it, I pushed it away for so long. I was like, this is awful. Yeah, I took that video down because there were so many comments on it that were like they were sickening, they're awful, they were just terrible. And that's not the only audience I want to serve. It's definitely not the main audience. And if you're here and watching, awesome, like I welcome you. And the invitation is to really tune in with like, if you are someone who is reaching for this body hair and is like this feeling of erotic energy rises up in you when you see my body hair or someone else's, what is it that you're seeking, right? So if you feel this like pulse of eros, like, okay, amazing, just feel that. Can you feel that life force energy? Can you bring it back to yourself? Can you run it through your own body with your breath? Because that is yours, that is your pleasure, that is your birthright, right? And our erotic energy can be this medicine, this soothing balm when we allow ourselves to feel it. Okay, and so really that's the invitation with anyone who has been activated by body hair, by mine, by anyone else's, by anything. We can always infuse that erotic energy that is going outward, that we think is attached to my body hair or to something else in the world. We think that that's what's giving that life force energy to me, right? But no, it's actually, it's activating it in you, but you have access to that in any single moment, right? Every single moment. So inviting us into that practice of like, there it is outside of me. Oh, it's mine. Back to me, here, now, in this body, in this breath, in this throat chakra, in this yoni, in this lingam. So anyway, that, why am I here? Right, so I'm just sharing a little bit about my journey. So the journey over the past 4 years, a lot of it has been about this powerful sexual awakening within myself and really learning how to do just that, of finding the places where I reach outside of me and where I think that this person is what's my ticket to the divine, right? This is my ticket to orgasm. This is my ticket to, like everlasting bliss, to my purpose, whatever it is. And then saying, oh wow, thank you for reminding me that this is a wellspring that lives within me, that lives within the earth herself, that we always have access to. So thanks for that reminder. This embodiment of the divine in physical form, this being that I'm so attached to, is just sparking that erotic energy within me. And I get to keep dipping into my own well. Yeah? So, it's actually reminding me of this poem that maybe I'll share from a few years ago that it's like, yeah, let's share it. It's called At 24 I've Learned. And it was written after an intense breakup I went through. And it's all about like, just the mess, right? The mess and the magic. My friend Andrea has a podcast called The Mess and the Magic. And that feeling of like everything is fucked up and yet there's so much beauty. And I thought of it right now because I have a line that's about like no person can be, no person is gonna be a reason for me to not pursue my purpose, right? And we can, I feel, get into these relationship patterns, or just patterns in general, but especially relationship patterns where it's like, now this is my everything. And I'm no longer really stoking my own fire of creativity. I'm not infusing my life with my breath, because our breath it's our tether to this realm. Our breath is really what brings us here fully. It's what allows us to penetrate life with our consciousness, right? It's our guide on this whole journey of life. From the moment we are born to the moment we die, we breathe. We breathe, we breathe, we breathe. It's what keeps us here, right? Every time we choose to breathe, we are choosing life. And so how much more can we choose life? Because, here's the cool thing about breath too. The more deeply we breathe, right, into our womb space, whether or not you have a physical womb, this spot right here, low belly, you have an energetic womb space, the hara, right, the intuitive center. And the more deeply we breathe into our womb space, the more we feel, okay? And we've been taught, for whatever reason, who knows how or why humans have gotten into this whole journey and mess of life, but we're here. And so we've been systematically taught to not breathe fully. And when we were children, this served us because we didn't have tools, most of us, to process our big emotions, right? So we needed to not feel, right? So not breathing very much, just little breaths, okay. And now we've been in that pattern for so long that it's just second nature to not breathe fully, right? But when we do breathe fully, it brings things up and out of the cobwebs. Like, whoa, there's that fire of rage that I've suppressed for centuries. Because some of these things are like intergenerational and ancestral too. There's that deep grief that I'm just feeling in my low belly and I didn't know what to do with it. But now I do. Right now I can self-mother, self-father, self-parent, and guide myself through these emotions. And the more we feel, the more we clear our system to be this channel, to be this absolute vessel for divine life force energy, right? And I think of this, the term emotional and energetic hygiene, which isn't to like clear all of our emotions. Let me clear my emotions and now I just don't feel, I'm just all love and light. No, fuck that. Can I say, I think I can say fuck here. Fuck that. Because the path of like, let me just ascend, right? Like that's one half of the full picture, right? The path of the goddess is a path of descension deep into the body, right? We go on the journey of meeting our shadow. We feel all of our emotions. And as we cleanse our systems, we actually become more adept at feeling. So when we feel an emotion, it can move through us. It's like unclogging these sewage pipes. It's like, there we go, it moved through us. Okay, felt the emotion instead of holding on to it and creating more trauma in the body that then I'm going to have to pay for years of somatic therapy, and then get it all out. It's like, no, we just feel it and let it move, okay? So that's really the intention with this work, and it's all related to sacred sexuality, because the more deeply we feel every emotion, the more access to our pleasure we have, because our pleasure is what we are. It's what lies beneath everything else. And you can watch some of my previous videos on this, like about how to find your orgasm. That's a really good one. So that's kind of who I am. And I love to work with people, with men, with women, gender non-binary folks, trans individuals, anyone who wants to essentially come more into your bodies and then come more in general, because it's just so juicy and so fun, and it becomes easeful to come when we let ourselves feel our emotions and we de-armor, right? Unnumb, re-feel, resensitize the body, okay? And that every emotion can become pleasurable when we surrender to it fully. So yeah, if this work, this play, this juice, this journey sounds fun to you, let me know. Yeah, I want to keep making videos too, because I like when I used to make videos, and even though they had all these crazy comments from all these people, it was so nourishing for me. It was so fun. I got to share all these different pieces of my story. I would like, it was such a beautiful like space of expression for me. And honestly, I really like YouTube, because the videos, you can make longer videos. And I feel like when I'm making videos on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, it's like so quick, and I'm like, here are the 3 tools to do this thing, or I'm like, and it's just it's these little like quick sound bites. And honestly, watching YouTube videos for me has been deeply nourishing at different points along my journey, and sometimes still it's just like, okay, I feel you, I'm not alone in this. And so I want that. I want to offer that into the space. And yeah, I'm calling in like so many people who are wanting to be juiced up by this work and want to create this like cauldron of pleasure and love and embodiment, and want to hear more. Oh no. Want to hear more about my journey and want to share more about theirs. Like, everything in me is craving that, and I don't know how to create it with all these crazy algorithms, but here we go. And the last thing I'll share is my poem, because I also am an artist and musician as of recently, and so I want to share my art and really keep putting that out in the world, and yeah, inspire and encourage others to share their art too, because this is our life, baby. This is our breath. This is the time. So this poem is over here. Let's see. Oh man, it's kind of long. Well, if you want to stick around. At 24, I've learned, everywhere I go, I will find the stain of blood wrongfully shed upon soft sand, and my eyes will stare into the shine of jewels, glowing in shades of rainbow so brilliant I cannot look away. There is no salve to spread over every corner of every continent to soothe the pain into silence. No, we've tried this. A resurrection of what's real is rising up from the core of the earth. As life is breathed again into stories some believe dead, tingles of truth twist up our spines, turn on our systems, tearing apart old conditioning until we are practically glistening with the pulse of embodied emotion, wild, alive, breathing, listening. It's exciting and terrifying and tragic, and in some moments every breath drips with sadness. Between broken breaths of blood and bliss, I've been asking my body, where is the medicine? It's in the trees, she says. In my hot hand placed to my heart daily, my 2 hips swiveling to the rhythm of time. Ah, yes, when I remember the magic of my own medicine, I know that no person centrifugally pulling my full focus to the tip of their nose, the scent of their animal body, the curve of their unique lips so gently brushing mine is an antidote to grieving the pain of the planet or pursuing my soul's wild purpose. At 24, I've come to marinate in my own magic as the mightiest of medicines, unmasking the madness so I can metamorphosize into all I've imagined, a magnet, unstagnant, lit up with the flame of passion, weeping the white waters of the rapids, exhaling all beams of distraction so I may return to the body magic, rooting fully into the density of clotted soil. I let my blood with anger boil, the dirt caked with stories of colonization, shaking under the weight of shame and environmental desecration. The dirt is transmuting the human story of entrapment into one of liberation. In the grieving, can I pause to find that thread of celebration? That full body trust that we as a planet are awakening. At 24, I'm learning how to choose the jewel of my heart For within this red, ruby, bloody, blooming beauty is where the deep work starts. We know there will come a day when the jewel shines brighter than the red blood glistening in the sun, and we will choose the jewel. In all her rainbow glory, we will choose the jewel. And in the same heartbeat, we will exhale our prayers into blood, recalling truth like stones, anchoring forgotten stories to shore, and still choosing love. Blessings, Camellia. Can't wait to keep shining with you.